Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. In the last episode, we were playing as Mia Fey, defending none other than Phoenix Wright. But Phoenix is not acting like his usual self, so things are a little tense. Things don't look too good for him. But let's see if we can change and turn things around, shall we? Let's continue on.
Now then, Miss Fay, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
Well, based on the crime photo, let me see, was it 1 or 2? Let me check. I'd say it's this one. Actually, what was this one again? Victim's watch. Oh, it's just a close-up. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's this one. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but let's try it. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What? But there is nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Fay, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
I mean, it's right there. It's hanging right there. Electricity, come on, Judge. I'm gonna present that. Well, naturally, it's right here.
What is that?
Oh, come on. A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high-voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then, the high-voltage cable.
Yes, the high-voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Uh-oh, he's praising me, huh? Don't toy with me, old man.
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant.
Achoo!
Oh boy.
That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
You do? Well, what is it?
His fingerprints.
Oh boy.
Fingerprints. You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
Ah, we've seen that happen. I believe it was the first game, the last case, case number 5 with Emma. And the whole leather jacket holding fingerprints thing. It's come back to bite us in the butt again. You mean?
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
Oh boy. Phoenix, no, what have you done?
Order, order, order! That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination.
No, Judge.
Stick a fork in us, we're done.
Mr. Grossberg, please, sir. Please, have some more faith.
My hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
Oh, come on, dude. What kind of defense lawyer are you? No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor.
At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case.
There we go, Mia.
Do you have something further to add, Miss Fay?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Aw, she's so sweet. Miss Fay. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
Wait a minute. Mr. Wright. I'll tell you what really happened.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further.
I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. Oh. Okay, this whole thing again. Girl, shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Okay. He said, stop it. Don't talk about her like that. And then he pushed him. Oh. Oh dear.
What you just said, was that the truth?
Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
But please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Fay? I believe in you. Aw. Oh, thank you. Now she's not so sure after hearing that. She's like, oh crap. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim.
It feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake.
Please stop talking about your hemorrhoids, sir. Nobody wants to know about that. That's why his name is Grossberg, because he's just disgusting. Okay, when I pushed the victim. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. Eeh. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. That was some kind of strong shove for him to go flying back like that, though. Like, really, Phoenix? Are you like One Punch Man? Jeez. Okay, so he heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just laying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, The victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it.
That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Nice, Mia. Miss Fay, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. All right, let's see. Talking bad about... Let's press, though. Curious, what was he saying? So what kinds of things did Mr. Swallow say to you?
He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl.
Not very detailed?
Is that all?
Yep. No, I think you're lying, bruh.
Well, Miss Fay, you heard him yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please, don't make this harder for me than it already is.
Anyway, after he said that, I just...
Last night Timber gave him a shove. The moment I heard some kind of... Okay, what's this? A loud noise. And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright?
I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here.
We're used to that. Let's ask for more details.
Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was.
How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha! Could it have been...
Yes? Could it have been? Hurry up and tell us.
When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding.
Ah, that's right, he was holding one.
He fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner.
Really, Phoenix? Come on, don't be throwing digs at him right now. He's dead. Have some respect.
Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Fay, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
I think so. Let me look at this again. Ah, there's the umbrella in the picture. Ah, this was the close-up one. Okay. Well, of course it's important. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
Ha! How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
Oh, shut up, Payne.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
Alright. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. On top of it, you say? But that's not where it is in this picture. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning?
Come on, if I had mentioned that.
I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
She looks so smug. I love it.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No!
Gotcha, Payne. We got you.
Order, order, order! The victim, he moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately.
Yeah, he wasn't even going to present it.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
But
I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
no!
I'd like to see him squirm. Like a worm, which he is.
However, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
A huge hole blown. Gone with the wind.
Well done, Mia.
Oh, he's recovered.
Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess. You have another witness.
Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be uncontrovertible.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne. You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
And this was not mentioned until now.
What?
Oh,
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
she doesn't look surprised. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
But how did Mia know?
Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Okay, April 11, 11:52 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. Ah, he's so smitten. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I,
We first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse.
Oh, he looks so goofy.
Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer. On the side. Just on the side, not seriously. Anyway, one day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs.
She looks really fancy compared to him.
And that's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me.
Phoenix. You're acting very, very much in love. It's a weird look for him, that's for sure.
Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this."
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly.
He's certainly very, very much in love with her. It's actually kind of gross.
It certainly is a little bottle, all right. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world.
Oh dear.
Anyway,
So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating.
yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
That's not shyness. Doesn't she want to break up with you if she wants it back? That's not a good sign, Phoenix.
What a strange girl asking for a present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it?
Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you...
This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse.
What's this? A newspaper clipping. Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some relationship between these two cases. Am I correct?
Ah, interesting.
I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look at the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though.
I wonder. Alright, we are added to be continued, which is the perfect place for me to end this episode. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. Things are getting juicy. And until next time, have a nice day. Bye!